We're here for a Bible study at this church called Garden Church,
Try to get some healthy souls today.
next to the Seal Beach.
I know, yeah. Hi, welcome.
Talks about this. I think he mentions it tonight, but when our dysfunctional ways, our dysfunctional families, our systems of origin that we're a part of become normal to us, like it's it's dysfunctional, but it's normal to me. It's still dysfunctional, and so we have to really understand some of this stuff from a biblical perspective because we see this throughout Scripture. We see this. Abraham lied to his wife to protect himself. Isaac told the same lie to the next generation. Jacob deceived his father for a blessing. David committed sexual sin with violence, and his sons did the exact same thing, the next chapter of that family. And the Bible has a phrase for it, this common phrase that gets used throughout Scripture. He walked in the way of his father. And so we see this in the Old Testament. So this is before the cross, before Jesus is on the cross. Exodus says that the iniquity of the fathers visits the third and fourth generation. So that word literally means like a bend. So what gets passed down is a bent system. It's a groove that is worn into the road. And that's not that you're going to be guaranteed to repeat it, but there's a path. There's a well-worn groove. So you're not guilty for what your family did, but we are shaped by it. And those are two different things. So we have to learn to now, how do we set in a place of taking responsibility in some ways and standing in place of what the sins of our family has been and say, it's going to stop here. So tonight is going to be more about accessing that, because what has been accomplished on the cross, every curse has been broken because of what Jesus accomplished on the cross. So there's both a recognition of that and stepping into the authority of what it looks like to have that actually be cut from our family systems of origin. Because Peter says, you were ransomed from the empty way of life that has been handed down from your ancestors. Now, you weren't bought with silver or gold, but with the blood of Christ. He already paid to get you out of the line that you were born into. So, again, this is not about a night of blaming our family. We want to step into this with a sense of honor. But I learned this earlier on in my kind of discovering the brokenness of my family. You honor what's honorable. And I think some of us need to be reminded of that. So we honor, but we also need to tell the truth. We have to bring it into the light. The things that stay hidden will remain a place where the enemy can say, I have a grip on this family. I have a contract with this family. I have agreements that have been made generations here. And there is a place of authority in Jesus stepping in and say, it stops with me. And we'll talk about this more later tonight. Manasseh will talk about this later, but we're going to be doing a genogram together as homework. Anyone done a genogram before? Raise your hand. They're fun. They're so fun. I said this, like, we often think like we're just going to be different. And what a genogram is like this history of your family. So we're going to look at both of our sides of our families of origin. We go back as far as we can. Generally, try to go back 3 generations if you have access to those records, even 4th or 5th. And you just start making connections with those things. Like, where was their abuse? Where was their divorce? Where was their family secrets? Where was their addiction? Where were there things and patterns of behavior? Where were there black sheep and things we don't talk about? Where were there secrets that no one gets to know? Maybe you don't know what it is, but you're like, we just didn't talk about this. And you start making these little lines and filling this in, and you realize like you're kind of at the crux of a lot of dysfunction that comes from both sides of your families. And so, again, we get to step in place of that and say, I think I shared this the first week, but Pete Gazero, who does a lot of work with the genogram, says, Jesus may be in your heart, but your grandfather's in your bones. And so we get to name it and take action against it. So that's going to be tonight for the rest of the night. But before we get there, like we do every week, we're just going to center ourselves with Jesus, get